playing it safe and I be going for the win. Remember back when they was doubting on the kid. Now they tuned in cause my game too legit.
Fantasy Headliners Nation. Headliner Nation. Fantasy Headliners for the nation. I'm a headliner. I'm a headliner.
Yeah. Analytics off the chain, all the channels not the same. Jake and Kyle, you know the name. Headliner Nation, we running the game. Y'all stuck on third down. Your content's plain Jane. Headliners on top now. We gonna move and change. Podcast off the rip. Draft guide, so legit. Fantasy world, our game tight. You know we about that chub life. Stuck in a rut and you need some motivation. Head to the channel for this Headliner Nation.
I'm a headliner.
Yo, what up, nation? Friday afternoon. Actually, it's not even afternoon yet. It's still morning. It is 11:32. If you're eating lunch early, then you're hanging with me. If you're not, then maybe you're eating breakfast. I don't know, but we're super early today because this entire week is just crazy. What can I say? What's going on? Mario, AJ, Dave, Eagles Nest, Sergey? What's going on, everybody? Like I said, this week's been crazy. Obviously, having Week 17 championship week during Christmas week is not the best for our schedule when it comes to providing fantasy football content. So we're doing everything that we can this week to try and help everybody out. To answer some questions. Seagay. Okay, Seagay. My bad. I'm not known for my names around here, so yeah. So we're doing everything we can this week to get you guys set up for success. Our videos came out super early, so I wanted to come back. I told everyone last week I was going to try and come back Friday afternoon-ish to try and do a live show with all of you. I will not be live Monday or Sunday morning. For those of you that are members, I will not be live Sunday morning. So Matt Reich becoming a member for the 15th month. Morning, Kyle, and happy holidays. In a full PPR, need 2 wide receivers and a flex from Myers, McMillan, Downs, Coker, Dowdle, and Garendo. Also, Kyler or Tua at quarterback. Thank you. Let me look at our quarterback rankings first. Kyler or Tua. We've got Tua at 8 and Kyler at 11. So we're going to go with Tua there. As far as the wide receivers, I'm going to go. So my flex is going to be Dowdle here. I'm going to go ahead and roll with Dowdle here. As far as the other two go, give me McMillan and Downs. Give me McMillan and Downs. Idaski celebrating 1 month with us. Hey, guys, in a full PPR, 2 wide receivers, Evans, Higgins, BTJ, and Ladd. Evans is going to be 1. Ladd is going to be another. 2 wide receivers. Evans and Ladd are our highest ranked players this week. Our highest ranked players this week. Let's take a quick second to go over injuries. Ethan just posted his injury information a little bit ago. 4 players that are already ruled out or doubtful to play this week: Gus Edwards, CeeDee Lamb, Kenneth Walker, Jalen Hurts. Kenneth Walker, he already went. I mean, that game was last night, obviously. He already went on the IR. He's done for the year. Edwards is not going to be playing this week. It sounds like J.K. Dobbins could end up being back, though. CeeDee Lamb is going to be done for the year, and Jalen Hurts is doubtful with the concussion right now. It sounds like I just said. It sounds like J.K. Dobbins is going to play for the Chargers this week, so we're going to keep that in mind. T. Higgins for the Bengals right now. He said that he's saying that he does want to play, but we're not exactly sure what's going to happen with him. He's still kind of questionable at this point in time. James Conner is going to be questionable. So we don't know for sure whether or not, with Arizona being out of the playoff race now, if he ends up sitting or being a limited participant or something this week. So we're keeping our eyes on that. Anthony Richardson's going to be playing this week. Malik Neighbors, it sounds like he could end up being a game-time decision. Tyrone Tracy could end up being a game-time decision. Devontae Adams, he has not practiced as of yet this week. Still looks like he's got a good shot at playing, though. Tony Pollard, he's missed multiple practices last week and this week. Starting him or Tajay Spears is going to be a little bit risky. So we're not exactly sure what's going to happen at that point. Chris Olave could end up returning this week. He is back from his concussion. He's still day-to-day, but it sounds like he's going to have a shot at playing this week. Chuba Hubbard, it sounds like he's going to be good, that they were just giving him a rest. Obviously, it's a very tough matchup. Sterling Shepard doesn't sound like he's going to be playing, and it doesn't sound like Cade Otton's going to be playing this week. So this is definitely a good matchup for McMillan to see some added targets. Doesn't look like Jalen Hurts is going to end up playing this week. Jalen Waddle is practicing, but it sounds like he's going to be a game-time decision. David Njoku's been playing through a hamstring injury. It sounds like, or he's been playing through a hamstring injury, but it sounds like he's got a knee injury as well now. Ethan does not think that he's going to be playing this week, so we should probably be starting someone other than David Njoku right now. Christian Watson still has a chance to play this week going up against Minnesota, but he's got a leg injury that he's dealing with right now. Drake London expects to be good to go this week. Terry McLaurin expects to be good to go this week. Obviously, David Montgomery is still rehabbing. He's not going to be back the regular season. Isaac Guerrero, he is practicing. He has been at walkthroughs, but since it's a Monday night game, trying to play him and not knowing for sure if he's going to be in definitely is going to be a risk factor. So that's where we stand with injuries right now. Let me just take a peek at weather. My son got me this cup. Fantasy football legend. I mean, he knows what's up. All right. So Denver and Cincinnati, it looks like scattered showers are going to be in the area. Indianapolis at New York and Tennessee at Jacksonville, it does like there could be some showers. Weather could end up being a huge factor this week. So Indianapolis at New York, Tennessee at Jacksonville, Carolina at Tampa Bay, and Dallas at Philadelphia all have showers potentially. There's nothing definite at this point in time. They're just listing it as scattered showers possible. Now, the biggest games that are going to have issues are going to be the Jets at Buffalo, Miami at Cleveland, and Atlanta at Washington. And all of those games, rain is likely, and there is potential for heavy rain as well. So the Jets at Buffalo, Miami at Cleveland, Atlanta and Washington are going to be the 3 games that we have to be very careful of. Those games are going to cause some issues when it comes to weather. Now, all of that could change, obviously. We're just going to have to keep our eye on it. Obviously on Saturday. So Saturday we've got the Chargers and the Patriots, the Broncos and the Bengals, and the Cardinals and the Rams. And then the rest of the games are not going to be until Sunday. So that's where things are going to get a little bit dicey because I'm here live with you right now and we're talking about it, but weather always could change in that time. So let me scroll back up here to get caught back up. The Briz. What up, Briz? Becoming a member for the 30th month. What's good, Swag, and the whole headliner team? Got 3 teams fighting for the shit. Pick 2 from Marv, Cup, McMillan, or Hunter Henry in a full PPR. I'm going to go Cup and McMillan here. Hulk Cone. Welcome to Hole and Chubb. Thanks for joining the exclusive Headliner Nation. The Murison family. In a flex half PPR, Ford, Thielen, or McMillan. Let me see where Thielen and McMillan line up real quick. We have Thielen a little bit higher right now. So I would go with Thielen. I would say if you want to play it safe, you could go with Jerome Ford. That weather is going to be bad in Cleveland, it sounds like, so Ford could end up being a safer option for you. TJ, becoming a member for the 29th month. Hey, Kyle, need my 2 wide receivers in a full PPR out of Devontae, Tyreek, and Mike Evans. Leaning Devontae and Evans. Due to the weather that I'm seeing right now, I'm going to lean Devontae and Mike Evans as well. Keep an eye on Devontae since he isn't practicing right now. Keisha started Keenan last night, so need high upside. If Higgins doesn't play, start London, McMillan, or MHJ. I'm going to go London there. And a half PPR running back and flex is Chase Brown, Bucky, and Achane. I'm going to go with London there. Still going to play London. Brad Bordelon. Well, and again, one thing too, he's still on the injury report, so we have to keep an eye on him. But as of right now, it sounds like he's going to play. I'm going to go with London. Brad, in a full PPR, Connor, Stevenson, or Madison. I'm going to have to go Stevenson here because we still aren't sure if Connor is playing. And then we're not playing Madison. And then Njoku or Oko, I'm going to go Chigi Oko because Njoku doesn't sound like he's going to play either. Rogelio, Anaya, Taylor, Achane, Irving, Connor, Brown, Wilson, Pittman, Daniels, Murray. Need a quarterback, 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, and a flex. Started Pickens and Schultz in a PPR. All right, so let's go. We need 2 running backs. We're going to go Taylor and Achane. For the wide receiver, we are going to go with Garrett Wilson. For the flex, we are going to go with Chase Brown. If you want more upside, if you want to play it safe, it's Bucky Irving. And then for your quarterback, I'm going Jaden Daniels over Murray. Chris all in a full PPR. Start 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans, Jordan Addison, Cortland Sutton, and Kendre Miller, Alexander Madison, Devin Singletary, Michael Carter, or Antonio Gibson. 2 wide receivers are going to be Jefferson and Evans, and then my flex is going to be Cortland Sutton. And then for the 2 running backs, I don't love it, but I'm probably going to go with Miller and Madison. And I absolutely hate even saying those 2 names there, but unfortunately you're in a tight spot. Chris all in, if Jalen Hurts does not play, Bryce Young or Anthony Richardson. I'm pretty sure we have Bryce Young higher. We do, 1 spot higher. Ponce Fam, Adventures, becoming a member for the 28th month. Merry Christmas all. Got 2 teams in the championship. Let's get it. Are we going to go with Stevenson or Devontae Smith? With Kenny Pickett playing, if you want to go Devontae Smith, he's got the most risk here, but he's got the highest upside since it is a full PPR. If you want to play it safe, it's Ramondre Stevenson. If you're chasing points or you think it's going to be a close matchup, I'm probably going Devontae Smith no matter what here. Red Hulk becoming a member of the 39th month. Start 2 in a PPR. B-Rob, Stevenson, Kendre Miller, MHJ, and Christian Watson. And a full PPR, let's go. We're going to go with Stevenson and B-Rob here. Need one running back and one flex in a PPR. Garendo, Etienne, MHJ, Olave, Kendre Miller, and Tracy Jr. I'm going to lean MHJ and Olave here. The running backs just aren't doing it for me. Phil, I'm not going to wait on Hurts. It doesn't sound like Hurts is going to play. Put Kyler in. Louis and a half PPR, 2 running backs and a flex from B-Rob, Achane, Pollard, Spears, Wilson, Jaden Reed. Have St. Brown and Scary Terry at wide receiver. For my 2 running backs, give me Achane and B-Rob. If you want more upside, go Spears and Achane. And then at the flex, Garrett Wilson. Aaron, choose 2.5 PPR. Give me Kupp and Mike Evans there. Jesus, need one flex between Jennings, Hall, Tracy, and Dowdle. Please and thanks. Discovering you guys has led me to my best record in a championship berth. Jesus, appreciate it. I'm glad you're dominating the season. One flex, if you want to play it safe, it's Breece Hall. If you want more upside, we're going to go Juwan Jennings against the Detroit secondary. Max Lee, Alexander Madison, Tajay Spears, or Tank Bigsby. Give me Tajay Spears. Keep those questions short. The shorter your questions, the easier it is for me to answer, and the better chance you have to answer it. Jeffrey, I'm starting Puka for my wide receiver 2. Do I go Neighbors, Kupp, or Tyreek Hill? I'm probably, as of right now, I'm going to go Kupp because I don't know if Neighbors is playing and Tyreek Hill is in bad weather. Zhao Pao, A.J. Brown, BTJ, or Tyreek Hill. Give me A.J. Brown and BTJ. Chris, give me Thielen over Reed. A.J., Aaron Jones revenge game or Terry McLaurin? Terry McLaurin has the highest upside for me. Aaron Jones is a little bit safer. If you're chasing points or you think it's going to be a close matchup, let's go with Terry McLaurin. Herbert or Stafford? We're going to go with Stafford there. Callie becoming a member for the 22nd month. Yo, Kyle, in the chip, but lost Hurt. So Stafford or Young at quarterback. We have Stafford a little bit higher than Young right now. And if Kamara is out, flex Amari, Trey Benson, or NWI in a full PPR. Amari, Trey Benson, or NWI. I'm going to lean towards NWI and the touchdown potential. That's what I'm going to go. And then Miami or the Philly defense. Give me the Miami defense in really bad weather. Ernesto, Anthony Richardson or Jared Goff. Give me Jared Goff. Thielen, Mooney, or McMillan. Give me Thielen there. Alex in, assuming full health, should I play Thielen, Jennings, Stevenson, Spear, or Tracy at the flex? Thielen in a full PPR is going to have the highest upside there. Jennings might be a little bit safer, but I am still leaning Thielen at this point. John Weldon becoming a member for the 24th month. With weather conditions, would you go Bo Nix or Stafford? I am going to, if you want to play it safe, it's Matthew Stafford. If you want more upside, it's Bo Nix. Now, yeah, the weather is going to be a concern. That game with the weather doesn't sound like it's going to be as much of a concern as some of the others, but Stafford is definitely going to be safer. Bo Nix has more upside. Sammy becoming a member for the second month. If Dobbins can't go, Kendre Miller or Abdullah. I'll go Abdullah there. Scam Newton becoming a member for the 17th month. Need full 3 in a full PPR. Connors McMillan, Jonnu Smith, Darnell Mooney, or Tyreek Hill. Let's go. We don't know if James Conner is going to play yet. So I'm going to go McMillan. I'm going to go Mooney. And then if you want to play it safe, it's Jonnu Smith. If you want more upside, Tyreek Hill. Dustin, Hurts, and Connor injured. Richardson or Young. Give me Young over Richardson. And McMillan, Thielen, or Mostert. Give me Thielen. Big back, Reed, Ripley, McMillan. Pick 2 in a full PPR. It says Ripley. I'm going to assume that's Ridley. Give me Calvin Ridley and Jalen McMillan. Halt cone. Help 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, and 1 flex in a full PPR. Nix or Love. Give me Love over Nix. For the 2 running backs, give me Gibbs and Taylor. My flex is going to be Bucky Irving. For your 1 wide receiver, give me Ladd McConkey. And then my opponent has 64 points with just quarterback and defense. Ouch. Good luck. Hopefully you can narrow that gap. Adrian, in a standard league, I already played Joe Mixon. I have Gibbs at RB2. I have A.J. Brown, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, and Terry. I have to sit 1. Who am I sitting? As of right now, if you want to play it safe, you sit Devontae Adams. If you want more upside, you sit Aaron Jones. Kurt, London, Ford. Wait, flex. Who should I go? London or Ford? I'm gonna go London over Ford. If you want more upside, Ford if you want to play it safe, and give me Mayfield over Goff. Yeah, Mayfield over Goff slightly. TP31, Reed or MHJ? If you want to, it's super risky to play Reed, but he has a way higher upside than Marvin Harrison Jr. It's really not risky to play Marvin Harrison Jr. if you want 3 fantasy points, but he doesn't have the upside that Reed does. So it kind of depends on if you're chasing points or not this week. Michael, rookie player in the championship. Thanks to your advice for the weekend, I need 2, Pollard, Hubbard, Stevenson, or Spears. Give me... Give me Chuba Hubbard and give me Spears. Give me Hubbard and Spears here. Maximo, 1 flex. Pollard, Zacchaeus, Carter, and Okonkwo. If I'm only flexing 1, it's Pollard. If he doesn't play, then I'll go Okonkwo there, and I absolutely hate that. Maxley, I'll go Drake May. Jay Fern, I'm going Josh Allen. Moa family, Burrow or Goff, considering Burrow is hurt and playing in the rain. There shouldn't be any issues with Burrow starting. My nose is itching like crazy. There shouldn't be any issues with Burrow and any type of an injury. With the rain, though, Goff is a safer bet. Especially that game. That game isn't expected to be awful, and it is a tougher matchup, but Goff is going to be safer. Eric, A.J. Brown, Jacoby Myers, Jalen McMillan, Josh Downs, or Darnell Mooney. You only need 1. It's A.J. Brown. Ben, I'm going to go Ford over Spears. Chris, I'm going to go Ford over White. Adrian, so sit Aaron Jones or Adam, but keep A.J. Brown. He has Pickett as quarterback. You sure? I mean, he did fine with... What did he do with Kenny Pickett last week? What was his stat line last week? A.J. Brown had 8 receptions, 97 yards, and a touchdown with Kenny Pickett last week. So, yeah, I have no issues with it. Stafford with the Puka stack or Purdy with Jennings? I'm not really worried about the stack at that point. We have Brock Purdy higher this week. London or Sutton? London's going to be safer. Sutton has higher upside. Is Cook safe, or should I start Jennings or Spears? I'm going to start James Cook over both of those guys. If Connor plays, should I still sit him? Well, it depends on what your other options are. Rob, in a full PPR, Mooney, McMillan, and Abdullah or Madison. Give me Mooney over McMillan. Give me Abdullah over Madison. Flex Cup or Vidal? It's absolutely Cup. Victor, White, McMillan, or Tank Bigsby? Give me McMillan there. Jay Bird, becoming a member for the 4th month. Trust Tua with the rain or play Brock Purdy? I'm going to play Brock Purdy. Herbert or Nix? Give me Nix. Terrence, I need one wide receiver, Jennings, McMillan, or Mooney. McMillan has a little bit higher upside. Jennings is safer. Donnie, Olave, Smith, or Shakir, need two. You need two. I don't know if this is a PPR or a half PPR or a standard league. If it's half or a standard league, it's Olave and Smith. But I'm probably going to lean Smith and Shakir no matter what and play it safe since we don't know if Olave's going to play yet this week. Red Hulk, you said two wide receivers. Need one running back and one flex. Wait, did I already answer a question from you and I answered it incorrectly? Why do I not remember? Wait. Oh, did I say two wide receivers? I don't know what I was saying. My bad. That's my bad. Not sure. Need one running back and one flex. Okay, Tracy, Miller, Garendo, and ETN. For the flex, MHJ or Olave. Ah, my bad. Okay. Give me, if Olave plays, I'll go with him in the flex. If he doesn't, then obviously it's Marvin Harrison Jr. And then for the running backs, I need to pick one running back out of this group. Probably going to pick Tracy here, and I don't love it. Yeah, we can't do anything about the ads. That's all YouTube. YouTube is playing more ads than ever, and they're paying us less this year. Cooper N becoming a member for the 25th month. What up, Kyle? Thanks for 2 seasons of advice. Need the safest upside. Safe and upside really don't go together. Pick 2 out of Devontae Smith, Garrett Wilson, and Adam Thielen. I mean, your best bet is going to be Garrett Wilson and Adam Thielen if you're looking to play it safe. If you want more upside and you're willing to risk it more, then it's Devontae Smith and Adam Thielen. Captain B Shields, first, thank you for both of your efforts this year. Only 2 losses thanks to you and luck. Indy or the Chargers on defense? Give me... I'll go with the Chargers defense. And Jennings or Reed for wide receiver, I'm going to go with Jennings there. Connor Lapari. More than likely going to need a replacement for Jalen Hurts. Top options left in my league are Richardson, Stafford, May, and Rodgers. Any opinions? Stafford is our highest ranked quarterback out of that group this week. Mark, Shakir, Debo, or Thielen? Give me Thielen. Michael, give me Ford over Madison. John, give me Thielen over Ford. Sonny B, A.J. Brown or Jameson Williams? Oh, and Tyreek Hill. Give me A.J. Brown. And as of right now, Jameson Williams. If we find out that the weather is going to clear up a little bit for Miami, then we're going to go Tyreek and A.J. Brown. Connor or Ford? I'm going to go with Ford. Yeah, James Conner, they say he's trending in the right direction, but how many times this year have we been told somebody's trending in the right direction, and then they either don't play or they play half of a quarter and then they're out? Mark, I'm going to go Darnold over Aaron Rodgers. This is a blanket statement right now. I am not sitting A.J. Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, A.J. Brown had 8 receptions for over 80 yards and a touchdown last week with Kenny Pickett. Please don't overthink this. If he ends up having a bad game, he ends up having a bad game. But we saw him have a good game with Kenny Pickett last week. So why would we look at Kenny Pickett and say, oh, nope, not going to play him because of Kenny Pickett? That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Okay? I'm trying to talk all of you out of potentially making a huge mistake. Now, if you have another reason why you don't want to play A.J. Brown, you have a little bit of a safer bet, or you personally, just a gut feeling it doesn't feel like it's going to work out well, then do what you want to. But don't ask me to sit A.J. Brown when last week A.J. Brown had a great game with Kenny Pickett. That just doesn't make any sense. Brandon, Tyreek Hill or Garrett Wilson? Need upside? It's Tyreek Hill, but the weather's supposed to be bad. David Sanchez, James Cook or Tajay Spears? I'm torn. It really shouldn't be torn. It's James Cook. Michael, in a full PPR, start one between Terry, McMillan, and Addison. I'm only starting one. Give me Scary Terry. Freddie, Cup, McMillan, or Devontae Smith in a full PPR. Cup is going to be the safest play. Devontae Smith has the most upside. Flex Jameson or Spears. Give me Jameson over Spears if you need more upside. G, I have Gibbs at RB. Need one more running back. Tajay Spears, Ramondre Stevenson, Abdullah, or Dowdle in a full PPR. Give me Tajay Spears in a full PPR. Louis, give me Hawk over Njoku. It doesn't sound like Njoku is going to play. Give me the Miami defense over Indy. I thought I already answered that. Herbert or Sam Darnold? We have Sam Darnold higher. Mona, we have Goff over Murray. Daniel, we have Stafford higher this week. Aaron Nike, we've got Higgins higher. Bree, Addison is a safer bet than Higgins as of right now. If Higgins plays, then Higgins is the higher ranked player. Michael, I'm going to go McConkey and Sutton there. CW, I'm going Jameson Williams over Rashad White. Louis, you're welcome. J-Rom, Jameson Williams over Jonnu Smith. If you want to, because of the weather, I'll go Jameson Williams regardless. Road King, give me Jennings over Jonnu Smith. Lucas, we've got Knicks higher this week. Sith Lord, I'm going to go Addison. Moose Raymond in a full PPR, Sam or Bo. Bo's higher ranked. Weather could cause some issues with that. Keep an eye on it. Laporta or Chigioko, I'm going to go with Laporta. Neighbors, JK or Amir. Right now, it sounds like JK is actually going to play. Neighbors is a true game time decision. I'll go J.K. Dobbins. If Neighbors plays, then it's Neighbors for me. A.J. Brown, Mike Evans, or Scary Terry need two to start. This is one of those options where if you wanted to sit A.J. Brown, you could, because Mike Evans and Scary Terry are solid bets this week. Taking a look at our wide receiver rankings, Mike Evans is at 6, and Terry McLaurin is at 7. So I am more than willing to start both of those guys over A.J. Brown. That one does make sense. Oprah, you can go Hill for the most upside. You can switch to McMillan if you want to, if you're worried about the weather. In your dat, I'm going to go Darnold over Stafford. Oprah, I've already answered this a couple of times. It's going to be Ford over Madison. German, give me Josh Allen. JD, I'm starting Cook over Hubbard and Sutton over Addison. Richardson or Tua over either Daniels or Darnold. No, I'm not starting either of those guys over Daniels or Darnold. Thomas, Kupp is a little bit of a safer bet. Jennings has more upside. Kurt, I'm going to go Ford over Spears. Mirror Reef, I'm going to go Downs over Harrison Jr. Clout Set, I'm going to go Abdullah over Vidal. Papa's Paradise in a full PPR, T. Higgins, Jalen McMillan, or Calvin Ridley. Right now it's Jalen McMillan for me. Jennings, McMillan, or Mooney. Jennings is the safest. McMillan has the highest upside. Give me Antoine. My bad. Give me Bryce over AR5. David Beal. Lost CD and already played Nico. Need upside. 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, and 2 flex. So if you need upside, we're going to go Achane and Spears at running back. If Neighbors plays, well, I'm going to go BTJ at wide receiver. And then if Neighbors plays, it's going to be Neighbors and McMillan. If Neighbors doesn't play, it's going to be Ramondre and McMillan. Tony, J.K. Dobbins is on track to play this week. Yes. And there's no Gus Edwards. I'm going Chase Brown over Bucky Irving. You homeboy. For the person saying, why don't you love me? Maybe if you look at your YouTube name and try to figure out why trying to bait me into saying a racist word is why I'm not answering any of your questions, that's probably why I'm not answering your questions. Change your YouTube name and grow up. And then maybe I'll answer your questions for you. Terrence Thomas, Hunter or Chig? Give me Chig. Joe, give me Knicks over Richardson. Don, give me Purdy over Knicks. Let's play it safe with the weather right now. I'm going to go Downs over Dobbins. Simp, I'm going to go... Oh, it is scrolling so fast. Everyone just sent all their questions at one time. Fatal, give me Abdullah over Nick Westbrook Ikhani. Principals gain AR-15 he plays or Herbert, Debo, or Dobbs. I'm down. So are we looking for upside? If we're looking for upside, it's going to be AR-15 and Dobbs at that point. Marv or Jacoby or JMO. If you want the most upside, it's JMO. Jacoby is a little bit safer. What did I think of that JSN doozy last night? I mean, the weather was crappy and the Bears pass defense is pretty solid. I don't remember who I said it to, but I said it to something. I got an alert from Underdog that essentially was like 90 or like 85% of bets on Underdog had JSN going over, and I don't remember who I said it to, but I was like, that's a tough bet. Like, I don't think I could do that. Yes, Jesse with the hot dog and the peach as always. What was his final stat line last night? Three for 32. I mean, it's not shocking at all, to be honest with you. Fatal, I'm going Abdullah over Madison. I'm playing Stafford over Tua and AR, regardless of their standing. Paul, Knicks is higher than Goff if you need upside. But the weather could be a little tough there. But Knicks is higher ranked right now. Who's benching Jacobs? Should I bench Josh Jacobs? I wouldn't. I mean, Green Bay's still playing for a better seed, and they're also playing for the opportunity to knock the Vikings out of contention for the number 1 overall seed. So you got to bet that Green Bay is going to give them their shot. Pollard isn't going to play. That hasn't been said. I haven't seen anything saying that Pollard is out. SD all day. Higgins or Jennings. In a full PPR, Jennings is safer. Chilled remix. Ladd does have more upside than Cook in a full PPR league. If you're asking questions about injuries right now and guys playing or not playing, there's not much that I can tell you being still 48 hours out from games starting. You're just going to have to keep an eye on it. So if I tell you I would go this route and you're not feeling comfortable with it because of an injury, you're going to have to make that decision on your own. Right now, I'm making decisions based on the information I have sitting in front of me. And that's going to be really tough to do on Friday. Fatal with a $10 donation. Fatal, appreciate you. Thank you for the generosity. I'll make sure that YouTube donation doesn't accidentally get moved to my bank account. Inside joke. You guys wouldn't understand. Jacob Robbins, start 2 running backs in a full PPR. Dobbins, Ford, Pollard, or Spears. 2 running backs in a full PPR. Dobbins, Ford, Pollard, or Spears. In a full PPR, I'm going to go Ford and Spears. Jill. Pew, pew, pew. Shots fired. Jill, hey, Kyle CD is out. Played Allen, and he's up 62 points. Ooh. Full PPR, flex 1, need upside. Myers, Debo, Tim Patrick, Mooney, Zacchaeus, or J.K. Dobbins, Kamara, or Connor if they play. The most upside here for me, believe it or not, it's risky, but I probably have to say Debo against Detroit. Mooney's probably pretty close, but I just think the game against Detroit could lead Debo to having a little bit of a better game. Remember how Detroit got burned last week or 2 weeks ago by the Buffalo Bills with running backs out of the backfield? It's because right now they are having issues at the linebacker position, being without Malcolm Rodriguez and without Alec Anzalone. Right now, they find themselves in a position where Jack Campbell is their most aggressive and their best wide receiver, or their best linebacker to drop into coverage. That's really tough to do with the other guys that they have, and that's where Deebo Samuel would really work over the middle of the field. So for me personally, knowing how Buffalo utilized their running backs a couple weeks ago against Detroit, and the fact that San Francisco's banged up at running back still, I'm going to use Debo there if you're chasing points. It definitely has the most risk. I have not heard anything. This is from Jesse, becoming a member for the 38th month. I have not heard anything about Allen or any other starters for Buffalo sitting at this point. There was always going to be that possibility, but with the way Baltimore looked, there is a chance that Buffalo continues to play everybody. If you want more upside, Jesse, it's Purdy. If you want to play it safe, it's Goff. Terry Hudak, becoming a member for the 27th month. Thanks for another year of all the fantasy info. Kyle, Happy New Year's to you, Jake, your entire team, and the nation. Forehead kisses. Appreciate you, Terry. Thank you so much for your generosity and being a member for the 27th straight month. Jose, I'm sitting Pollard or Kupp. I'm going to sit Pollard. LeBron, give me Ford if you want to play it safe. Kupp if you want more upside. Lucas, I'm going to go McConkey and McLaurin. Joseph, in a standard league, I'm going to go Thielen as of right now because of the weather. If the weather ends up being fine, then go Hill instead. Joshua, I'm starting A.J. Brown. You may have missed my soapbox a couple of minutes ago. If anyone asks me to start A.J. Brown, unless you have A.J. Brown right now for us is wide receiver 13. The only people that I am going to tell you to not start over A.J. Brown, or the only people I'm going to tell you to start over A.J. Brown are Ladd McConkey, Zay Flowers, Cortland Sutton, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, Nico Collins, Jamar Chase, Puka Nacua, and Justin Jefferson. Michael, we've got McConkey over Brian Thomas this week. Jackman, I've got Ford over Abdullah. Comic book, my son beat me in the Final Four. I taught him everything he knows. He will rub it in all year. When Godwin went down, I could never recover those extra points. Well, I mean, if you're going to lose to anybody, losing to your son is probably the best bet. I'm not worried about Thielen's injury as of right now because there's nothing pointing towards him sitting this week. That could definitely change, but as of right now, with the information I have, it sounds like Thielen is going to play this week. Jason, I'm going Chiggy over Njoku because it sounds like Njoku isn't going to play. Yeah, obviously Nico Collins already played, but there's nothing we can do about that. Adrian, 2 wide receivers between Puka, Jennings, Neighbors, Thielen, and McMillan. Right now, I'm going Puka and Thielen here. 1 running back from Gibbs and Chuba and Spears. It's Gibbs 1,000%. I'm only flexing 1 person. I'm going to flex Chuba. I'm going Chiggy Oku over Njoku, and I'm going to go the Chargers over the Raiders defense. Adrian, I didn't get you here. You got yourself here. I'm just here for the vibes and to help you. And to help you guys make decisions. That's it. TJ, I'm going Devontae over Higgins. I am not playing Vidal over Cooks or Spears. It sounds like J.K. Dobbins is going to be back this week. Marcus, I'm playing Romeo Dobbs over Marvin Mims. Eric, I'm playing Addison over Pollard, especially if you need upside. W Man, pick one to sit. Bucky, Williams, or Connor. I'm going to sit Connor as of right now. I'm probably sitting Connor no matter what, actually. Eric Herrera, Myers, or McMillan. Give me McMillan. Will, Dobbins or Ford at the flex. Give me Ford. Elias, I'm going to go Hawk if you want to play it safe. Chigioco if you want more upside. Jesse, Judy, Liggett, or Waddle. Highest upside. Probably going to go... I want to say Judy here, but I can't. I'm going to have to go Liggett. Mario, check out my $3,000 starting lineup. Jaden Daniel, Saquon Barkley, Devon Achane, Jamar Chase, Mike Evans, Jonnu Smith, and Terry McLaurin. Let's get this ship. Thanks again for another great season. You're definitely in a good spot there. Seth, I did not answer it. I'm going to go Ferguson if you want to play it safe. Chiggy if you want more upside. Tracy or Spears, give me Spears. Joseph, if the weather ends up being fine, I'll go with Tyreek. Keep an eye on the weather. Manny Podcast, Shakir or Downs? I'm going to go with Shakir. Rob, I'm flexing one in a standard league. Give me McMillan. The Egghead, Thielen, Garindo, or Ford? Give me Thielen. Lucas, we got to go Chiggy Oko over Njoku because Njoku looks to be doubtful right now. Paul, I need to pick two from White, Ford, Spears, Thielen, Myers, or McMillan. You need upside. Give me Thielen and McMillan there. Eric Herrera, Smith, or George Kittle. I'm playing George Kittle for sure, but I don't know who else you could play over. Thielen for me still has the most upside, John, but Spears would probably be your safest bet if there's no Pollard. Jaybird, Bryce Young, Tua, or Stafford? We have Stafford ranked the highest right now. How do I feel about Devontae Smith this week? I don't hate him, but it's not awful. Sammy Cap, becoming a member for the 10th month. Standard League, Thielen or McMillan? Probably leaning Thielen still just by a little bit. Stop skipping you? I'm not skipping anybody on purpose. It's just, that's the way it goes. There's a lot of people asking questions right now. Marcus, thoughts on Jalen Coker this week? I'm probably skipping him, but it really depends on who else you have. Who's safer, McMillan's or Jennings in a standard league? Safest bet is going to be Jennings. I'm still probably leaning McMillan no matter what, though. Dave, I'll go Spears over Devontae Smith if you want to play it safe. Rick, give me Higgins or give me London over Higgins. Big homie, I'm not skipping anybody on purpose. If anybody thinks I'm skipping them on purpose, except for the one guy I called out, then you're fine. Austin or Ferguson does get a little bit of a bump. Austin, I'm probably not going crazy with it, but Will, if Pollard is out, then Spears over Ford for me. Eric, I'm going Chuba Hubbard over Jonnu Smith for the flex. Dog's Breakfast, Brees or Hall? Brees Hall? I don't know if it was supposed to be two different names. Are we trusting Sutton for the championship? I don't mind him. Keep an eye on the weather, though. It's a good matchup. Just Flow, flex Ford, Spears, or McMillan. Ford and McMillan as of right now. If there's no Pollard, then Spears and McMillan. Kyle, now I see your name. I won't skip you this time. In a full PPR and 0.3 per touch, Higgins, Neighbors, Rashad White, or Stevenson. If Higgins plays, I'm going to go with Higgins. If he doesn't, I'm going to go with Stevenson. Rob, what did I get for Xmas this year? I got some awesome things. I got this Fantasy Football Legend Cup from my son. My daughter got me a sick new Michigan hat that says Hail on it. I really like that. My dad got me a sick Detroit Lions zip up. And then I got this Lions artwork back here as well. from a special person. So, shout out to her for the awesome gift this year. Mason Rudolph or Bryce Young? Give me Bryce Young over Mason Rudolph. Jeffrey, flex Chuba or Bucky? I'm going to probably go with Chuba here. No, we got Bucky Irving higher. Excuse me. Go Bucky Irving. Morgan with a $5 donation. Appreciate you. Thank you, Morgan. Kyle, we're on the same page. Gotcha. Ford or White? I'm leaning Ford, TJ. Miami's not a bad choice for defense. Daniel still has higher upside for me right now, but if you want to play it safe, then you can go with Baker Mayfield. They're very close in the rankings. Eduardo, London, Kendre, Vidal, Dobbins, or Singletary? Give me London. TJ, have a great rest of the day, man. Should you start McMillan over Cooper Kupp? If you want a little bit more upside, you can. Pickett or Tua? I'm leaning Tua still right now. Purdy over Darnold? We've got Sam Darnold higher still. I'm going Ford over Downs, Perla. I'm going Ladd over Rashad White, Chance Barra. Newt Lord, Jennings, McMillan, or Spears. If you want the most upside, if there's no Tony Pollard and you want upside, it's McMillan and Spears. If Tony Pollard does play, I'm still leaning McMillan and Spears a little bit for upside. If you want to play it safe, it's McMillan and Jennings. Rob, what's your New Year's resolution for you or the channel? Rob, this is a great question. Let's take a second to talk about that. If you have fantasy questions, we're going to still answer some fantasy questions. I haven't even been live for an hour yet, so I'll stick around a little bit longer today. Don't worry. But I think I do want to address this right now. I think we have a little side conversation here. I think my New Year's resolution for 2024 ended up being pretty spot on. When I did the final live stream of 2023, one of my New Year's resolutions was to essentially start fresh. And if you guys were around for that final live stream last year, I talked about, number one, wanting to start fresh with our community. If there was anybody out there that felt like I was overbearing to them in the comments or I was rude or something like that, and I just explained to everybody that sometimes working in this industry, it can get a little chippy at times, and if you catch me on the wrong day and you say something in the comments that is super inappropriate or rude or whatever it may be, that sometimes I will chirp back at you. But what I essentially said at that point is I wanted to start over with everybody, that if I had done anything, then let's bury the hatchet, let's move on from it. And in 2024, I was going to do a much better job of not arguing or being rude to people in the comments, even if they were rude to me. And I feel like I killed that this year. Every once in a while, if we had somebody in the comments that was, trolling us a little bit, I might have a little bit of fun with it and, say some things, but nothing crazy. I didn't argue with anybody. And honestly, like, if they left a super shitty comment, I just deleted it this year. I just took it away. Like, there's no reason for me to stare at it. There's no reason for our community to stare at it. If you were being rude or condescending, if someone had a question that's like, hey, I don't really get this, that's one thing. But, that's not how everybody handles it. So in the comments this year, I stayed away from it. I didn't argue with people. If it was super rude or anything like that, I just deleted it. I personally did not respond to anybody in that manner this year, and I felt really good about that. I think that was a good step for me in 2024 to be a lot happier with my job and what I do. So I will give myself a pat on the back. 2025 for me is now about growing. 2024 was all about starting fresh. 2025 for me is about growing. I don't know if any of you realize this. I've said it on stream before. Obviously, it's public now. It's not that really big of a deal. I went through a divorce in 2024. I was married to the girl that I dated back in high school. We had been together for 16 plus years. We were married for almost 13 years of that. I have 2 children. It was a big change for them. It was a big change for me. But I have been told by people who have watched me on stream this year compared to how I acted earlier in the season or either last year, people said to me, Kyle, you seem happier, you seem more vibrant, you seem like you are much more at ease. And I am. It was something that was desperately needed in my life. I'm doing everything I can to be an excellent father to my children and help them still progress through this. But I'm happier than I have been in years. And I'm very content with where I am right now in life. And what I would like is, because 2024 was all about starting fresh, 2025 is going to be about growing now. And personally, it's going to be about me continuing to grow in terms of solidifying myself with my children as a great father. But having someone special in my life now that has done a lot for me over the last couple of months has been great as well. So that's going to be something I'll continue to grow with. I want to continue to grow as a person and an individual. So those are things, me personally, that's what I want to do this year. I want to continue to grow in all of those aspects of my life and just in 2025 continue that process. Now, as far as the channel goes, we're working hard behind the scenes. We've got things that we'd like to do this off season to keep you all engaged. My New Year's resolution for 2025 is to keep you all around as long as possible over the off season. That's something that we have been trying so hard to do for the past 3 years. We lose a lot of viewers over the off season, and it makes the off season very difficult for us sometimes because, number one, we do really, really good off season content. I think our off season content is 10 times better than what we do in season, and not enough people see it. So it's really tough for us to create off season content that only gets a few thousand views here or there because so many people leave. Our goal this year is to keep as many people around as possible, so not only can you see the work that we're doing, but if we feel more fulfilled when that work isn't getting nearly as much views as it has in the past. We also would like to grow into more than just a fantasy football channel this year. We would like to try finding some things where we do these live streams or we do different shows that allow us to showcase just our overall football knowledge a little bit more and to have some more fun. Because when we're doing these live streams and we're just answering question after question after question after question, you don't really get to see us have fun. And we haven't been able to do that for a couple of years. And by the end of the season, we are really burnt out. Sean, well, that's how you make it, right? Like at one point in time, we only had 1,000 subscribers and we were still kicking out content. So when you say imagine us YouTubers, I've already been there and done that, Sean. I've already been there. I've already done that. I've been at a place where I've only had a few thousand people on Twitter that followed me, where we created content for 1,000 subscribers, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. I mean, you have to. Okay. That's how you make it. We've been there. We've done that. Anyone that has a story about, hey, I started off small and then I made it, that's where we have been as well. So we've been there. Absolutely. But there's some other things that we want to do in the off season to keep everyone engaged, but we need people to stick around. That's the biggest thing. Like if people don't stick around and they don't view the content, and they don't help us with those views, it's hard for us to continue to do some of those things, especially when the season comes around. So, as far as New Year's resolutions goes, those are the two things. I've got personal resolutions I'm going to continue to work on. Again, I think for the channel and myself, I'll mention it just one more time. It was about starting fresh. It was about getting back to a place where we were happy with things, and getting to a place where we were content in a lot of areas. And then 2025 is going to be about growing personally and everything else. So I'm excited for 2025. I'm way more excited for 2025 than I was for 2024. I remember on that live stream, I even got a little bit emotional, and I was like, I am just hoping that I can make it through 2024. And not only did I make it through 2024, but I feel like, I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like I kicked 2024's ass, and I cannot wait to do the same thing to 2025. I'm going to be here for you guys the entire time. This channel is going to thrive. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. We're going to win fantasy championships. We're going to continue to help out the people around us, to make a difference in our communities, to give back to people, to just overall do something for the world, because we have the platform to do it, and we all get to do that because of you all. That is my New Year's resolution for 2025. So welcome to my TED Talk for today. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Drippy Dario. Kyle, save me. Super Bowl. Kyler or Bo Nix? Give me Bo Nix. Neighbors or Thielen? Give me Thielen. Chiggy or Hunter Henry? Give me Chiggy Oko. JSN and Sharp just played for me. Need upside. That's the way that I'm going to go. Kyle's a grower. Steven, you calm down. Steve, we used to do fantasy football. We don't anymore. Rob, Kyle, thanks for sharing your story about your life and hurdles you have overcome. It's very honorable for the channel. I can understand it can burn you out when things are repetitive. Rob, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. Fatal, Higbee or Kincaid? Kincaid has a better shot at more volume. Higbee has a better shot at a touchdown. So it depends on if you're looking for the upside. Miguel, we appreciate you. Thank you very much. MHJ or Jaden Reed since Lamb is out? I'm going to go MHJ if you want to play it safe. Jaden Reed if you want more upside. Kyle, once the season is over, will Among Us be back? Yes, and I do plan on doing some more things with the gaming channel again in the off season. We'll roll with it when the season ends, for sure. I think I missed a super chat up above. I might have missed a couple while I was talking. Morgan Moss, Tony Pollard, Tajay Spears, Abdullah, or J.K. Dobbins for my RB2. I'm going to go with Tajay Spears since it's a full PPR. Sir, keep in Higgins or swap Evans from the flex in his spot, or put Ladd or B-Rob? Dogs, we're going to do something similar to Discombobulated, but it's not going to be a podcast. It's going to be here on YouTube. I'm going to put Evans in for Higgins, and I'm going to put Ladd in over B-Rob. I'm playing McBride over Smith. I'm playing Mayfield over Burrow if you want to play it safe. Burrow if you want more upside. Colts defense, I don't mind it, but I'm not, jumping in on them either. Where would I place J.K. Dobbins? Well, right now we're not even 100% sure if he plays. If he does play, I would say he's probably an RB3 for me. Sean, we've got Ladd higher than Thielen right now still. If Njoku plays, Kyle, I would play Njoku, but it doesn't look like he's going to play. James Cook, as of right now, there has been no indication that Buffalo is going to sit any starters. Isaiah, I've got A.J. Brown higher right now than any of those guys outside of Tyreek, but Tyreek is dealing with some weather. If the weather ends up being fine, in that game, then I'm going Tyreek. If it's not, then definitely A.J. Brown. Joshua, I don't know why I would sit Bijan at all. You've got 2 top 10 running backs, you don't sit them in the fantasy playoffs. Jay Fern, I'll go Kyler Murray. James Conner, he's banged up, but I have no idea if he's playing or not. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. It sounds like he's trending towards playing, but how many times this year have we been told by a team, yep, so-and-so is good to go, and then they're not? Mando Jr., should I play Cook, Johnson, or Davis? Give me Cook. McMillan or Thielen at the flex? Give me Thielen. Obviously, if Thielen doesn't play, then it's McMillan. Boss, there's a little like money question or like a little money thing down below that if you press on it, then you can send it. Isaiah, Jalen Hurts does not appear like he is going to play this week. Jason, must sit one. Hall, Bucky, Kyron, or Gibbs? I'm sitting Hall. Where do we have Brian Thomas Jr. ranked? 15. At 15. We're going to go till 1 o'clock. And then we'll be off. Ambiguity. Is Spears a must start without Pollard? I wouldn't say he's a must start, but he's definitely going to have top 24 potential. This dude also said starting Pat was the biggest mistake. Don't listen to this dude. Pat who? Pat Freiermuth? Patrick Mahomes? I don't know. Well, clearly there's people listening, but I don't know. But I don't know what I said about a Pat. But I would be willing to talk about it, Caleb, since you think that I'm so awful at what I do. Let me know what it is. What did I do that was wrong? And we'll talk about it. Anthony, Addy Daddy or London? I'm going to go with London still. Penix was one of the best PA quarterbacks in college. Atlanta signed him because of that reason, so they need to get running game where take advantage. Don't sit Bijan. Yeah, no. We're not sitting Bijan at all. Dave, we are not experts here. We are analysts. I don't consider myself an expert in a game that is wildly unpredictable. Jonnu or Debo in the flex? Jonnu Smith has higher upside, or Jonnu Smith is safer. Debo might have a little bit more upside. Pat from SNL. Kyler Murray or Stafford? We have Stafford higher. Kyle, Ferguson over Chiggy if you want to play it safe. Chiggy-Oko if you want more upside. Love you guys. Keeping Jake and his family in my prayers. Thank you for all the help and forehead kisses. Mona, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Garrett Wilson this week. I don't mind Garrett Wilson, but really it depends about what happens with Devontae Adams as well. Devontae Adams is a little bit banged up right now. Daniel, in a PPR, Jerome Ford or Tajay Spears, any news from Adams? Nothing as of right now on Adams, other than he's just dealing with a couple of things. Jerome Ford or Spears. If Pollard is out, it's absolutely Spears. If Pollard plays, I would go Jerome Ford. I'm still waiting for Caleb to come back and tell me what I made such a big mistake on last week. I'm not sure if he's still out there or not. Alexander, Chiggy or Tucker Kraft? Chiggy's probably safer, which is crazy to say at this point in time. Caleb was a bot. He may have been. Absolutely, he may have been. I make mistakes all the time. I mean, there's literally, like I said a second ago, we don't call ourselves experts. We can't be experts in a game that's wildly unpredictable, right? Like, we can do all of the work all week long, but we're not in the locker room or in the meetings with these teams, so we don't know that they're randomly going to give some guy 5 targets this week that has only gotten 2 targets for 15 straight weeks. Like, things like that. Like, we can't figure that out. Losing and raise Goff over Baker. Baker's still a little bit higher than Goff for us right now. Joel, Addison, Reed, or McMillan? Right now I've got McMillan higher than Addison or Reed. Do we use Coach Speak? We take it into account. Are you talking about the Coach Speak website? I have heard about it. I have seen it a little bit. I have never implemented it in my decision making. But yes, I know what you're talking about. It definitely could. I've heard some good things about it. Impossible to assume player is going to have 0 points in a PPR league. Yeah, Cooper Kupp. You feel seen? Reichert, Sanders, or Bates? Oh, he put Freiermuth in his lineup. Got burnt. Wait, where? Hold on a second. So, Pat Freiermuth wasn't even ranked for us this week. When we did our rankings this week, he's outside the top 15 tight ends. He wasn't even ranked. And then in the start and sit videos, yeah, he had 7 for 60. And in the start sit videos, I had him as a medium risk. We were worried about his upside, which his upside wasn't bad, but it really depends on who you started. I mean, tight end wise, it wasn't a bad game, especially if it's a half or a full PPR for sure. Goff or Darnold? We've got Darnold higher still for King Lapo. JJ Lewis in a full PPR, Ford or Jennings? I'm in first place by 17 points, but going up against Allen Barkley. Thanks for all the advice this season. JJ in a full PPR, Jennings is going to have more upside. If you feel like you need upside based on who you're facing, then go with Jennings. If you want to play it safe, though, it's going to be Ford. Yes, Otten has been ruled out. He was ruled out a few minutes ago for sure. I was kind of already going through that anyway. D's. I'm starting Jerome Ford over Alexander Madison. I'll start Reichert. If Kamara is out, only have Gibson to put in. Should I look at someone else? Also, if Kamara plays, is it safe to keep him? My first fantasy and in the playoffs. Thanks, learned a lot from you guys. Really, I mean, if Kamara plays, I will play him because they wouldn't play him and risk him just to put him out there this late in the season with nothing to play for. But I don't know who's on your waiver either. Non-PPR, Hubbard, Isaac, or Spears. Give me Hubbard there. Bryce Young or Jordan Love? I'm going to go Jordan Love. Crafter Njoku, my live went to commercial. Those damn commercials. Honestly, that is a New Year's resolution that I hope YouTube does. Stop sending so many commercials to our viewers. Holy crap. Not only are they making you guys watch more ads, but they're paying us less this year than they did last year. They're paying us less than last year. YouTube Premium is well worth it. Absolutely. Oh, I said Patrick Mahomes was a safe start? Is that what it is? Caleb is back. I invited Caleb the Hater to have a conversation with me. So Patrick Mahomes had 3 touchdowns for 320. What did I have him listed at in the video for Kansas City? I had him listed as a medium risk. I mean, with the way Patrick Mahomes has played this year, do you, against Pittsburgh of all defenses, do you really think I should have listed him as a safe start? Like, I wasn't against playing him. So that's where, like, and we had him at 13. So we had him as a borderline quarterback 1. But that's the thing, right? Like, you take a look at what Patrick Mahomes, let's go through his finishes right now. That's why it's crazy. That's why it's crazy to come in here and be like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about because he didn't like Patrick Mahomes this week. Well, what did you want me to do about Patrick Mahomes this week? Because when you take a look at what Patrick Mahomes has done over the season, how did you want me to be more excited about him on a Wednesday of all days? On a Wednesday of all days, against one of the league's better defenses, when over the course he's coming off, so in week 16 he was the QB4, which is great, but he was QB15, QB17, QB19, QB2 in week 12, QB17, 11-4 and 10-9, 15, 19, 20, 17, 15, 14 and 14. Patrick Mahomes didn't have his first QB1 week until week 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 4 quarterback 1 weeks. That's where it's like, did you want me to be super excited about Patrick Mahomes? And if you did, what would be your argument for being super excited about Patrick Mahomes? And I'm inviting Caleb. Caleb thinks that I made a bad call. Caleb thinks I made a bad call. That's fine, but I don't know how more excited you want me to get over a guy that's been borderline QB1 for the entire year. So, I'm not stressing over it at all. Like, I'm just giving you my point of view. He came in and gave his, and I allowed him to have that conversation. We can go back and forth a little bit, but that's why I'm interested in knowing, like, how is it a bad call, right? Boss, Raider Madison or McMillan, and Titans or Raiders? Okay, so give me McMillan over Madison, and for defenses, I'll go Titans over Raiders. JLA in a full PPR, Love or Stafford? I've got Love higher, and the Miami or Colts. Let me go with the Miami Dolphins. The Bendu, Thielen, McMillan, or Dobbins? Pick 2. I'm going to go Thielen and McMillan. I mean, I'm willing to talk about Caleb. I mean, Caleb came in. I'm willing to talk to Caleb about this. I think that's actually something I would like to start doing during live streams a little bit more, is to have kind of this back and forth and talk with people about this. I'm not getting offended by it. I'm not getting defensive. I'm just having this conversation with him. And I think, I think we should do things like that. I think that's cool. Caleb comes in and squirts, right? He's just squirting out all of this nonsense about how I made this wrong call, and, he can squirt whatever he wants to in the chat. That's just the word I'm going to use for it. Alex, you need Burrow to have 5 touchdowns, but only 1 goes to Chase. Oh. Whew. Freddie, give me... Dimitri, did you like that one? Putting Downs in over Cup? I don't hate it if you want more upside. Garrett, if you want more upside, it's Jamison over Jennings. If you want to play it safe, it is Jennings. And then Spears over Stevenson if there's no Pollard. If it's a full PPR, whether or not Pollard plays, it's still Spears. And then if Pollard plays and it's a half or a standard league, it's Stevenson. Robbie, I'll go Ridley over Downs. Freddie, give me Cup if you want to play it safe. Devontae Smith. I'm going to play Devontae Smith for the best floor and ceiling. Cody, the gaming channel is coming back. The gaming channel for sure. We're going to get back to it this offseason. Did you fix up your own meat load? And if you did, how was it? Do you mean meatloaf? Do you mean meatloaf over meatload? I did. When we talked about meatloaf a couple of weeks ago, I did make meatloaf that week. It was good. Oh, Alex, I know it can happen. Dave, do I remember James Cook? Absolutely, I remember James Cook earlier in the season. I also remember doing an apology video, having a little fun with it, and giving away a gift card. So, like I said, those bad calls are going to be there. That was one of my worst calls ever. And it happens. The meat load. Michael, I'm going to go... if you want to play it safe, it's Ford over Hall. If you want more upside, it's Hall. Caleb squirted. He squirted his nonsense. I think that should be a thing now. MLM, can you not get an answer? I don't even see that you sent a message. I'm reading through all the messages on screen right now. I don't even see your name. Eric, Mooney, Downs, or McMillan? McMillan here. What's my thoughts on Breece Hall? I think he's banged up right now, and I don't think he's getting enough of a workload to have the highest ceiling in the world, but he still has big playability. If someone was 100% on all fantasy football calls, there would only be one YouTube channel people watch. Anthony, no. If there was someone that was 100% on all their fantasy calls, they wouldn't do this for work. They would just gamble and they would just do that for work. Half PPR, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, and a flex. Chase bound, Os Chris, Os Chris, stop spamming. I'm going to answer it right now. 2 running backs. We're going to go Brown and Hubbard. I know that. I know that, Kid Thunder. I know what it means. That's why it's funny. Give me Brown and Hubbard at running back. Give me Nakua, McLaurin, and McMillan at wide receiver. Give me Mooney at the flex. Austin, I wouldn't say that Spears is a must-start. I don't know if you were the one that asked this a couple of seconds ago. I would say spewed. Kyle, that would not be as funny, though. That wouldn't make you guys squirm as much. I wouldn't say Spears is a must-start because it really depends who else you have. Also, I was talking to somebody about this last night. Like 3 weeks ago, I said somebody was like a sea turtle because they're like a baby sea turtle. They're very fragile, and you have to be careful with them. Does anyone remember what player I referred to as being a sea turtle? Boss, give me the Minnesota kicker. Dolphins could be playing in rain. J.J. Lewis, that's how you got to do it. Was it George Pickens? I called George Pickens a sea turtle? That's who it was? Oh, man. Well, I think we need to create a turtle nation. And I think we need to, if George Pickens is the sea turtle, then I also think Turtle Nation needs to include Kenneth Walker at this point, because that dude can't stay healthy. He is also fragile like a sea turtle. So let's add Kenneth Walker to George Pickens' Turtle Nation. What are my thoughts if Olave played? I'll play him, but it really depends on everyone else. Oh, yep, Jalen Waddle. You could add him to it. Oh, and Joel also says, I wish I would have followed your channel. Just found you today. Let go. Welcome. Hey, better late than never. We appreciate you, Joel. I would play Olave, but it depends on who else I have. Does Barkley break the record this week? Probably not, because he's, 260 yards away still? Debo's a sea turtle? Close. Jeez. What are the chances Walker gets traded? Cody, I wouldn't mind it, actually. I would not mind it if they traded Kenneth Walker, because if they trade Kenneth Walker, it does open up the possibility of Charbonnet being a full-time starter, and then maybe it kind of fix it. But, I mean, Walker has been their guy, so if they trade him, it's just because they're tired of the injuries. Zothymus. Flex Pollard, Bigsby, or Downs? Give me Downs here. Turtle Nation. Is Ramondre Stevens starting? I think so. Travis Etienne getting traded? That could happen. The only problem, Christian Watson is definitely a sea turtle. Christian Watson is for sure. Abyss, Dallas defense versus Pickett or the Raiders defense? Give me... Am I not turtle enough for the Turtle Club? Give me the Dallas defense. No, fantasy Bigfoot is Devontae Parker. The OG fantasy Bigfoot is Devontae Parker. Turtlehead Nation. Oh, Anthony, that's actually a good one. Garrett, appreciate you. Will Fuller, yeah, Will Fuller definitely had his issues as well. Unfortunately, there's a current injured Texans wide receiver that reminds me a lot of that former Texans wide receiver, and that's Tank Dell. Who's my first overall pick next year? I think there's several guys that you could make a case for being the first overall pick next year. I think you could. Barkley is going to probably be number one. It would be shocking if Barkley was not the number one overall pick, but you could still. You could go with Gibbs. You could go with a Bijan Robinson. Jamar Chase is going to be up there. Justin Jefferson will be pretty high once again. My hope is Higgins playing? I don't know. Right now, it seems like he's trending in that direction. $12:59, ladies and gentlemen. We've been live for an hour and a half. Came here to help you guys out with some fantasy football questions. I know this week has been kind of crazy. We had games on Wednesday. We had a game last night. We're going to have games tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday as well. So unfortunately, this week's just been all over the place, and that's why I wanted to go with the live stream here Friday afternoon during the lunch hour to really kind of help you guys out, try to clarify a few extra questions. For those of you that are members, we'll try to be active in Discord over the next couple of days. We've still got plans. Family stuff happening over the weekend that we've got going on. But once again, I just want to end this. This is the last live stream of 2024. I want to thank everybody in the nation for being here this year, for watching our videos. We had our biggest November month ever this season, which was really cool because sometimes in November, views start to dip. In November this year, we actually had our biggest month ever, which was very cool. You know, we continue to pound forward towards 250,000 subscribers, 250 is the next goal. 300,000 is the goal after that. We did multiple charity streams this year. You helped us raise money for families in need around Christmas. We always appreciate that. We raised money earlier in the season for people who've been affected in the Carolinas by the hurricanes. So, once again, in terms of what we do here for fantasy football, for things in general, it pales in comparison to us being able to actually use our platform to make a difference in the world. And that's what we're going to continue to do here. But you guys allow us to do that. If you all keep coming back, you all keep watching, you become members, you stick around all off season long. I can't stress it enough. The more people that stick around throughout the entire off season, even if you only watch a video every once in a while, you don't have to watch every single videos. We don't do videos 7 days a week in the off season until later in the summer. Just catch it when you can. We talk about rookies and the draft and everything like that, scouting reports. So make sure you guys stick around all off season long. The more you stick around, the more things that we can do in season, the more that we can continue to help people, to help our communities and do things like that. As far as goals go in 2025, we're just going to keep working hard. We keep working hard. Y'all keep showing up. Everything's going to take care of itself. I already gave you my spiel about New Year's Eve a couple of minutes ago and what I want for 2025. Like I said, 2024 was about starting a new chapter and starting fresh. 2025 is going to be about growing, and that's what we're going to do from here on out. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all allowing me to have, in my opinion, one of the best jobs in the world. You guys continue to make my dreams come true every single season, and I love you guys for that, and I appreciate you very, very hard. Y'all keep coming back. I'm going to keep working for you, and I'm going to keep trying to do what I can to make a difference in the world, like I hope all of you can as well. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Thank you for a fantastic 2024. I will see you all on the other side. Enjoy your new year. Stay safe and healthy. Don't drink and drive. Don't get in cars with people who had drank. Make smart decisions. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. Close out 2024 with a bang. And let's head into 2025. And like I said a few minutes ago, kick that ass once again. Peace out, Headliner Nation. I'll see y'all later.
On the line, you can't fold and you can't bend. Y'all be playing it safe and I be going.